It was one of those afternoons when the sky just opens up without warning. The rain came down hard, turning the highway into a blur of gray. Sarah was driving home from a business meeting when her car started making that sound. You know the one. That grinding, coughing noise that tells you something's about to go very wrong. She barely made it to the shoulder before the engine died completely. Sarah sat there for a moment, staring at the rain hammering against her windshield. Her designer dress, her heels, her perfectly styled hair. None of it was meant for this. She pulled out her phone. No signal. Great. Just great. She stepped out of the car, immediately regretting it as the rain soaked through her clothes. She popped the hood and stared at the engine like it might suddenly explain itself. It didn't. That's when she heard a voice. "You need help?" She turned and saw a kid. Couldn't have been more than 12 or 13, soaked to the bone, wearing a torn t-shirt and old jeans. He was carrying a small toolbox. "Do you know anything about cars?" Sarah asked, a little skeptical. The boy nodded. "My dad was a mechanic. He taught me some things before he passed." There was something in his voice. Something steady. Something real. "Okay," Sarah said. "Can you take a look?" The boy stepped forward and leaned over the engine. Rain poured down on him, but he didn't seem to care. He checked the belts, the battery, the connections. Sarah stood beside him, holding her umbrella. Over herself. She watched him work, water dripping from his hair, his hands moving quickly and carefully. He didn't complain. Didn't ask for anything. Just worked. After a few minutes he straightened up. "I think I can fix it," he said. "But I need to tighten this and reconnect that wire. It'll take a few minutes." "Okay," Sarah said, still holding her umbrella firmly over her own head. The boy went back to work. His hands were shaking a little. From the cold, maybe, or from effort, but he didn't stop. Sarah's phone buzzed. She glanced down at it. A message from a colleague. She started typing a response, barely noticing the boy anymore. Finally, after what felt like forever, the boy stepped back. "Try it now," he said. Sarah got in and turned the key. The engine roared to life. She let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. "Thank God," she muttered. She stepped back out, looking at the boy. He was drenched, shivering slightly, his lips a little blue from the cold. "Thanks," she said. She reached into her purse and pulled out a $20 bill. "Here." The boy looked at the money for a moment. Then he shook his head. "I don't want your money." Sarah blinked. "What?" "I said I don't want it. Why not?" The boy looked her in the eyes. There was no anger there, just something else. Something sad. "Because you stood there the whole time with that umbrella," he said quietly. "And you never once thought to share it." Sarah froze. "I got soaked fixing your car," the boy continued. "And you just watched. You didn't care. You didn't even notice." The words hit her like a punch to the chest. I wasn't thinking." "I know," the boy said. "That's the problem." He picked up his toolbox and started walking away. "Wait," Sarah called after him. "Please." The boy stopped but didn't turn around. "I'm sorry," Sarah said. And this time she meant it. Really meant it. "You're right. I was selfish. I was so wrapped up in myself that I didn't see you. I didn't see what you were doing for me." The boy turned around slowly. "My mom always told me," he said, "that it doesn't matter how much money you have or how nice your clothes are. What matters is how you treat people when they're helping you." Sarah felt tears sting her eyes. Not from the rain, from shame. "She sounds like a wise woman." "She was," the boy said softly. "She passed away last year." Sarah's heart broke a little. "I'm so sorry." The boy shrugged. "It's okay." But she taught to always help people, even when they don't deserve it, even when they don't notice. He looked at Sarah one more time. "I hope you remember this," he said. "Next time someone helps you." Then he turned and walked away into the rain. Sarah stood there, watching him disappear. The rain was still falling. Her car was running. But all she could think about was that boy. That brave, kind, heartbroken boy who fixed her car while she stood there, caring only about herself. She got back in her car, but she didn't drive away. Not yet. She sat there, crying, really crying. Because she realized something. She'd been living her whole life under an umbrella, protecting herself, keeping herself dry, while the world around her got soaked. And she'd never even noticed. 3 weeks later, Sarah found herself back on that same highway. This time, she wasn't alone. She'd brought supplies, blankets, food, water. She'd started volunteering at a local shelter, helping families who'd lost everything. She never saw that boy again. But she never forgot him either, because sometimes the people who have the least to give teach us the most about generosity, and sometimes it takes getting soaked in the rain to finally wake up. The lesson: true kindness isn't about what you give when it's convenient. It's about what you share when someone needs it most. That umbrella could have covered 2 people. That moment could have been different. Don't wait for life to teach you the hard way. Be the person who shares the umbrella. Be the person who notices. Be the person who cares. Because in the end, we're all just people trying to make it through the rain.